why would they be happier with their wife faking it?
Because we care
Technically,
about the affection, and that's it.
there it is. There it is. That's what
We
I'm saying.
care about the affection. If you're not being affectionate to me, if you don't know how to be amused, then what am I doing all this work for? If
That's
all you
exactly
are is just a younger version of my mother, then why am I dealing with you? And unfortunately, after a relationship is about 3 to 4 years, women turn into men's mothers. And you don't want to have sex with your mother. So that's why a lot of men end up cheating.
yo.
I think that's his
What?
perspective. What I will tell you,
What did you
I don't.
I'll tell
say?
you what I noticed that you're doing, and I think what you're doing.
Ah!
I'm a little tired. I'm sorry.
No, I think what you're doing is you're trying to compile generally men's experience with women from a female's perspective. And I'm gonna tell you something that I believe is most men won't admit. The act of sex is definitely of tremendous value to most men, but sex for men is the collective dance of pursuit of women.
The
Not just the act.
conquest?
Say that again. What
Is
happened?
it the conquest? The
It's the
conquering?
but it's
Yes.
no, it's the experience of her. You'll hear more men brag about her cooking food than how she busted open. Like that's
Mhm.
But what?
it comes as a collective experience.
You,
So sex is definitely of
It
utmost
which
importance.
is
True.
why
That
when
depends
women
on how
come,
much box you get. Like, because if you're a man who gets box, I know for me, and not even just for me, like a lot of men enjoy the whole process, and a lot of men try to act like, "Oh, baby, I just was fucking." Like, no, you went on a date, you started liking her, you enjoyed meeting her, meeting new people, and all that type of. You enjoyed that whole entire process. But men who don't really get box, they trying to get box. Like,
Well,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
you can
that's the
tell.
goal.
I agree. I agree with I agree. But I'm speaking to what Ann is in a sense trying to say. It's is it just sex? It's no. Men like women. They love women. They adore women. So it's the pursuit. So sex is not the act that just the climax. It
Does
is
it,
the all build up, like Dope just said.
does it get better when you're doing it with your woman, your best friend, your like the pursuit that you're talking about? Does that still drive you guys even 20 years in? Or is it just coochie and you just need it?
It's a combination of both, in my
I
opinion.
mean,
But
yeah.
Oh my
So,
god.
so
No one
I
wants
think
to
I
answer.
think
I'm
only one of us probably can speak to 20 years in on here. I know I ain't even that old to speak to no 20 I
No,
years
a,
in. ain't.
I'm just
I'm
think about
7 years
how you
in,
were
man.
before you had sex, like when you were a virgin. Think about how you like loved women, how you saw them, and then think about who you became after you were able to have coochie a couple times.
So
see,
you
that's why
remember earlier? You
Yes.
remember earlier, Ann, when I said that some men, there are like two types of men that get married.
Yeah, the
There's the
ones
men
for
that
convenience and
you know, oh, I love the woman. And there's the men that's ran through everything. It's so yeah. There is a way to do that, but what you're talking about more so is intimacy. And
yes.
that's actually hard for men to realize. Like, I think True just kind of really landed on something that I haven't heard before. It's like men who don't, somebody said, men who don't get ass will probably be preoccupied with just getting ass.
Yo.
And
I
then
said that.
the part, and the worst part is that, like most men out here that are articulate, that went to college, that pledged to frat, all that, got a lot of ass. And that shit does not move
Move
me.
you.
So what ended up changing the game for me was finding a woman where I could achieve real intimacy with. And that's something we don't talk about as men. That's just kind of like taboo. You know what I mean? But the interesting part about the way men tend to lose interest with women,
Mm.
you choose a wife based on the person you can keep choosing after later. So it's like,
After the
yes,
sex.
so it's like, even though I can just go smash this lady, this lady, this lady, this particular one, I want to learn a different style
That's beautiful.
of like, and it's like, I want to achieve intimacy with this woman. I don't really do X, but or this, but I want to look in her eyes. I might kiss her a little longer. So that's,
Yo,
I
this
think
is
that's
what
what
I
ends
want.
up happening
Sorry.
with men and their woman is like, yes, you can't have that with a woman because you care enough to try. Like, we can
Mm.
discard women very easily, sexually, and that's the deference you give to your wife. Like, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna fix this 1,000 times. I'm gonna try to find a way to be into her no matter what. So
I love
yeah.
that. And I wish
Can I just say one
modern men
thing
would
to follow
do
up what Trigger said?
yeah. Do you think that's realistic? I was gonna ask you, do you think that's realistic for men? Like, or are they moving with fear?
It's both. It's a justified fear, but you also have to realize what like these guys went to college. You know, most men's sexual experience, the most we get is like pity pussy. You know, like
What the
most
fuck is
men
pity
just
pussy?
get like, okay, here you go. And there's another tier of men. There's like a tier of twat, and those men get women who really, really want to put it on them. So those men, they can then want intimacy because they've experienced a love from women or a passion for women that most men have never experienced. So when they hear men like saying, "Oh, I'm doing all this," they're like, "Psh, I've lived in Brazil for 6 years. I don't need all that," because they've already experienced that. That's why
Yeah.
you're supposed to go crazy in your 20s before you have kids and before you try to commit. You're supposed to sow your wild oats so that when it's time to commit in your 30s and 40s and some new chick tries to come seduce you, you can be in your head. I've had 2 of you in Brazil underneath the moonlight. You ain't even seducing me.
But
So
that's
I'm
the
not gonna, I'm
problem,
not gonna.
bro.
So you have to do what you do in your 20s so you can be a universal faithful man in your 30s and 40s. The
You
problem is
serious?
most people aren't doing that. And
Because
that's why when
it doesn't make sense. How can
My
I
pushback,
practice this sexual discipline by being promiscuous? That doesn't
my,
make
my,
sense.
my pushback to him, what he's saying though, is I don't really believe every man is engineered to be able to surf these waves of dealing with multiple women.
And then once you reach that level, why the fuck would you stop surfing?
Well, nah, let me explain it. This is a fallacy. I've watched men attempt to do this. Every dude can't do it. They think that they can do it, but it requires a certain level of skill. It requires development. It requires so I think to a degree, I hear what bro is saying. I just think that it's not as simple as just getting a whole bunch of ass and then it just leaves your system and now you can focus.
no, sir. The number is 3. You're supposed to have 3. That's it. You have 3 in
You
rotation in your 20s, and that's
where I think the consensus lies is that however many women it takes for you to learn the nature of women is enough. So do you want to know where my tap out? I tap out. I literally said this shit to myself in a room with a chick. I had moved to Houston, boy. That was the greatest move I ever made in my life. I was just like there was this chick at the club.
You smiling too big, Mike.
Man, look, wait. I don't know what was going on with my game that night. I got that corny, goofy game. That's why I don't like when people be like, "Oh, corny nigga." I'm like, "Yo, I'm a corny nigga. I've gotten more ass."
Laugh my panties off.
You see what I'm saying? But I got that chick to come to the crib. She took me to some place called House of Pies. Made a little joke. Like I didn't even think I was gonna get ass. She was like, "I just need to see what you look like in the light before I go home with you." I was like, "Word." So as this woman was sleeping in my bed, like I told myself, like, man, this shit ain't worth it. I was like, these hoes ain't worth it. That was a thought that
while you were in her bed is crazy work.
No, she was in mine. And I was trying to figure out a way to kick her out because I broke one of my rules. Like, you don't stay the night.
And you probably traumatized that poor girl.
And the thing is like when you have to do that, and then you got to explain to the other one in your phone why you can't make it that night, and then she's talking about you don't take me seriously, all this type of stuff. It was something in dealing with multiple women at the same time. I just kind of threw my hands up, was like, none of this is worth it. It's never worth it, the emotional gymnastics to do it. And I just kind of gave up. I gave up.
If once you have your money right, or once you stand on your square, you don't have to do the gymnastics to do all that. If you are,